Hey everyone, Gavin here and welcome to Spoilers, the review show. Today we're going to be looking at the remake of The Evil Dead. And I use remake very, very loosely because I, for one, was one of those people who said, how dare you remake one of the funnest, campiest, best horror movies ever, and let alone without Bruce Campbell. That's like sacrilegious. You can't do Army of Darkness or Evil Dead without Bruce Campbell. But apparently they decided, let's do it, put a serious edge on it, and have a bunch of blood. And by a bunch of blood, I literally mean this is probably the bloodiest movie I have ever watched. And I've watched quite a few horror movies in my time. But like literally, this one, I don't know, I think their entire budget went to strictly blood because sets were minimal, the cast was okay. So I didn't want to watch this movie. Point blank. Not right. But then I said, okay, let's go ahead and watch it. Because, people said, oh, it's actually really good, give it a shot. So I watched it, and surprisingly enough, I actually kind of liked it. It feels very much like a sequel to the first two movies, simply because they took a lot of things that we love, like the creepy thing in the basement peering out, the blood everywhere, just, the whole thing running through the forest, you didn't know what it was. But they made it actually make sense, because let's face facts, people. Evil Dead 1 made zero sense whatsoever, and Evil Dead 2 which is technically a remake of 1 to try to make it make more sense, didn't make a whole lot of sense either. This movie goes forth and puts sense to what's going on and why it's going on and how it's going on and what's going to happen. And yes, Bruce Campbell is at the very, 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 very end of the credits. So the whole story is that this group of friends go to this cabin in the woods that's owned by this girl's family because they're putting her through some sort of intervention detox thing. So when she starts freaking out, they think it's just her going through drug withdrawals, which is a pretty nice way to play out the fact that, oh, nothing's going wrong. But things go from bad to worse as this thing spreads to all the kids, and it starts raining blood and vomiting blood and blood spouting out of, cuts. Arms are severed off, blood's flying everywhere. I think there's blood coming out of a kitten in a microwave at some point in time. I just know that they should have just called this movie Blood Splatter, and I would have been perfectly fine. I'm actually okay with it being an Evil Dead movie. I'm going to accept it as canon, and I'm going to wait to see what they do next because I like the fact that it started making sense. It wasn't just crazy, here's Bruce Campbell cutting off a hand with little men and little hands crawling around. No, it made sense, and I like things to make sense. So I'm going to definitely give the new Evil Dead a 4 out of 5 and recommend that you highly watch this, but don't eat before you watch it. Don't watch it with anybody that's squeamish. And for the love of God, make sure it's in a dark room so it gets lit up red towards the last half of the movie when it's just blood everywhere. That's our review of Evil Dead right here on Spoilers, the Review Show. We'll see you next time.